I didn't expect it.
This ideas, Cenk, is
they're not as robotic as we thought they were, right? And so there was like these flashes of like, wait, they actually genuinely hate Mitch McConnell.
You know this they hate Mitch McConnell thing is the biggest cope. Like, stop, Cenk. What do you mean? Republicans been hated Mitch McConnell. Like, this is not the grift that you need. Oh, now I gotta go run to all the, you know what I mean, all the conservatives because they hate Mitch McConnell. Cenk is messing this up. He's really messing this up. Guess what, people? Let go of the labels. People are people. Get to know them. Some you like, some you won't like. There's, you know who used to be really good with foreign policies was Democrats. Now they're not. But I would have been a Democrat that way, but culturally, I'm not a Democrat, right? Republicans, good with domestic policies, right? Terrible with foreign policies. You know what I mean? Cherry pick. People cherry pick. Anyway, Cenk is about to get dragged by his own co-host, and we are here for it. Because why not, right? So, guys, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe button and the notification bell. Thank you so every eye that lands on this video.
That's interesting. I know why. I know it's because Trump said he was bad, right? But at the same time, there's a second reason. And I know that a lot of people, let me acknowledge, Franny, that I get, and people think this is after the election, but Franny, as you know, I've been battling what I call the far left for years now. So I think that's a perfectly fine area of disagreement to have within a movement. I know that some people think, no, we're not allowed to disagree, and any disagreement is heresy, right? And that's a core thing that we'll probably discuss here today, right? As one of the issues. And so now in terms of, so why am I doing it, or how did it come about? So how it came about is when I was doing that protest run against Biden, I went on all the shows I possibly could, left wing, right wing, etc. And
okay, we don't care, Cenk. We don't care. I'm just trying to get to the point where she basically calls out Cenk and Anna. So, you know, and Cenk does a lot of freaking talking. So it's just
huge dreams.
It's, right? I mean, I think it's sort of a deal with the devil either way. I do want to just step back. I want to step back from the news a little bit and truly understand what you believe you are doing and who you believe you represent. Just really briefly, who you believe you represent when you go on these shows. You say we a lot, and I'm not sure who you are referring to when you say we. Is it yourself? Is it you? And is it Anna and you and Anna? Is it all of TYT? Is it the broader left? Who do you think you represent when you go on these shows to make the case about how there's commonality?
Yeah. So great question again. So first off, for folks who don't know, Young Turks is the flagship show of the TYT network. So the TYT network is the whole left. So Franny's on the TYT network. This show's on the TYT network, and at least on the podcasting side. And so Franny is to the left of me on many issues. So is Jordan Ewell. So is so many other people, right? And so I never block anyone from stating their opinions. And I like that we have the whole range, right? And in the past, we've had David Pakman as part of the net, like the YouTube network broadly.
But who's the we, Cenk? Who's the we? You've said these things before, and I have thoughts on them. But who's the we?
So that's TYT. TYT is that whole spectrum of left-wing thought. And as you know, Franny, we debate on the show all the time.
We don't. We really, like, I just want to be fair. Like, we don't. Because if we did, we would have had this conversation many, many times, but we don't. Number one, no. I am not the main host. Anna Kasparian is. Number two, I am rarely the fill-in host. Jordan Ewell has been filling in quite frequently. Number three, when I do fill in as a host or as a guest, it depending on the story is when we can actually sometimes maybe squeeze in 1 or 3 minutes of debate, but we have to keep it moving.
This is crazy. The firestorm. I mean, and is it me or he always looks like he's about to cry? Like, this is a catastrophe from what I'm looking at. Let me tell you something about this girl, because I've never really featured her on the channel before. Her name is getting huge. Her channel may not be necessarily huge, but because she goes on Piers Morgan and she debates, and I mean, if I had to debate her, I would just probably look at her like, you're not funny. Like, I know you think you're a comedian, but like, bro, like, can we just like have a discussion? I don't have time for kids. Anyway, but I can't front. She's being boosted. She's boosted. She is not even on some, and I want to be clear, not on some like, corrupt type of like, oh, she must be being bodied. Like, no, like there's certain names, this new generation of people coming out who are speaking up about, whatever they feel like they're speaking up for. So people know their names. And she's calling Cenk out. This is not really a good look. That guy Mondale who left, that was bad. But I think this one might even be, if she leaves, it's certainly not a good look for TYT. And she's actually even been calling out Anna and everything else.
That is the job. The job is to do the news. It's to get to all the different things. So I just want to say that it's very unfair to say that these debates have happened on the main show. Certainly not with me. Maybe once around trans issues. But I want to leave that aside. Who is we? Who are you saying when you say we?
Okay, but let me address that real quick. But yes, but I've gotten into so first of all, we do the news, so we debate within that news story. Is it a shorter period of time? Yes. Sometimes I'll do longer ones. I did a longer one with Jordan Yule and Jules Sulzdayev, et cetera. And here we are within the network, et cetera. So now that's TYT is the left in general. Young Turks is the flagship show. That's me and Anna. And so I would say that we as in me and Anna are maximum populist, but not maximum left, right? So I am maximum left on some issues, but not all issues. And so those are two different political spectrums. There's the left-right spectrum and the establishment populist spectrum. I mean, I now see Emma Vigeland defending the establishment, which is mind-blowing.
I want to leave that aside, but I just want to, because I really want to talk about what you are doing and what you believe you are doing. And I want to just explain, by showing, and I want to ask you what you think the goal is of what you are doing. But here was a moment, where you were on TPUSA's, on Turning Point USA's conference, and Charlie Kirk, who is a Christian nationalist. He's an avowed Christian nationalist.
Amen. Okay. These people are going to stop saying this thing like it's a bad thing. Okay. Stop it. All right. There's nothing wrong with going to church. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And believe me, let me keep it all the way funky with y'all. Look, I know I live in a democracy, a republic. I respect it. Charlie Kirk is nothing compared to me when it comes to no. Seriously, Charlie Kirk is very tolerant and very accepting of people. I don't know why he gets his bad rap. I really don't. He's really accepting of people. He speaks his mind and he goes to church. Yeah.
TPUSA has had wildly racist and white supremacists associated with them, including inviting people like Nick Fuentes to speak. No matter what you think of his thoughts on BlackRock, here is him asking you about left media. And I gotta say, Cenk, this one sucked real hard for me. And you also, I think, have been using these opportunities to talk a lot about the left to the right.
I think the left has some work to do in developing over-the-top media to be able to bypass the main networks.
Yeah, so we have TYT as a giant network, but we have a lot of great progressive and populist shows that are not part of TYT. That's in the left-wing ecosystem.
I just want to stop and say I'm excited to hear which ones you like, given that you just sort of insulted Emma Vigeland just now. I'm curious which ones you actually do still support that aren't your own, but I'm going to keep going, Cenk. Hang on.
This is bad, y'all. This is bad. She's putting him, look at his face. If Cenk wasn't such a liar, I would almost feel bad for him because he has that sad face. He does not know how to hide his emotions. So he's really sad about this, right? Because he's being called out in front. This is live. This was live. In front of the chat's going off. The chat is going off. And so it's bad for him. We're going to watch a little bit more. But the thing is, Cenk is a liar. And Cenk was a Democrat who loved war. Or was he a Republican around that time? I don't know. But I don't understand a journalist who was for the Libyan takeover, the massacre that we did over there with Muammar Gaddafi and everything. I wasn't even in journalism at the time. I was an LPN, and I kept hearing Muammar Gaddafi, and I was like, this doesn't feel normal. Let's just watch a little bit more. But he had the information and thought it was a good thing that we overthrew Muammar Gaddafi. But the heck did we have to do? Okay.
So I don't think that that's the issue. I don't think that there isn't enough shows. I think that there's a couple others. One, on the right, you guys do a great job of coalescing. Okay, so you do a couple of things well. You work together well, and you're more welcoming, if I'm being honest.
We're glad Cenk's here, right, everybody?
And a lot of people on the left know this as well. If you agree with MAGA 5%, the answer you get is welcome, right? Come join us, right? On the left, if you disagree 5%, they go, get out of here, you're a right-winger, you're a fascist, right? But if you push enough people out and you guys welcome enough people in, eventually you win the popular vote. That's what I warned them about, and that's what happened, right?
Okay, so there you are, and
Yeah, love it. Stick with 100% of what I just said there. I'm 100% right about that. So let's discuss.
Yeah, let's discuss. You had your say there, and you've been saying various degrees of that same thing. And I gotta say, like, I watched this whole, I watched the whole clip, and it started off, and I was like, this is pretty good. This is good. Like, pretty good interview. I like that you're sitting down. It wasn't bad. This moment, like, truly a part of me died when I watched this.
Wow, I can't believe that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, super. Just like shriveled up and died, floated away into the ocean. Here's what happens. A couple things. He asks you about left-wing media and why there isn't more left-wing media. Which already, as you were there, in the sort of kingdom of turning points, is like, that's such a dig. Like, why are you guys so weak is effectively what he's saying. And instead of pointing out the way that TPUSA has been bankrolled by Republican mega donors out of Chicago and many other places for years now, and talking about how the Daily Wire was funded by the fracking brothers, the Wilkes brothers. Now they're fishing for new,
I don't pay nobody no mind, okay? Because if you really know where the Daily Wire come from, you know that it's not the issue about it being from the fracking. Listen, we're not even going to break this. I'm going to have to go on a live and break down this whole thing, but these people, they're all disingenuous. Cenk cannot bring up the donors at TPUSA because he has donors too. What's the big... Yo, man, what do you mean? You know that too. Francesca, how else do you get paid? And YouTube ain't paying y'all because some of my episodes even do better than... And not on this channel. That's why y'all got to like and subscribe. But some of my episodes do better than TYT. So, it's not YouTube paying y'all. Y'all have donors too. So don't step in a puddle that you're not ready to, you know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? And the other notion of like always labeling somebody a white supremacist is getting tired, man. I wish black people would have stopped doing that, man. Like everybody, oppression, white supremacy, you can't listen to them, white supremacists. I don't need everybody to love me to tell me the truth. Okay? Because when CNN was peddling weapons of mass destruction, I didn't know if they were white supremacists or who they were eating dinner with or having sex with, if you will, back then. All right, let's get some perspective here. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.